There it is, song number one right here on MSI. Let's go ahead and talk to Ian first. Ian, your thoughts on song number one today?
I love this track. I really, really do. I mean, this is right in my ballpark of what I love to listen to and crank up loud. Sort of got that Days of the New, Creed, reminds me of a British band called Winterville as well. And it's excellent. I mean, there's some really nice touches in this. Normally with tracks like this, I find it very hard to pick the bass out because all them big, heavy guitars in there, which are sort of very, very bassy in their own right, sort of drown the bass out, but the bass was well placed. The drums were nicely in the mix. I did feel there was too much reverb on the drums. I would like to hear them drier. But the groove, the performances, everything on there was really, really strong. It's a well-written track, good lyrics. The vocal performance was fantastic. He did remind me very much of Scott Stapp from Creed. It's got that sort of Water Bridgey feel. Dynamics across the film, across the song were fantastic, and that little break at the end was just a lovely way of ending the track, something you wouldn't expect to hear. There was lots of nice subtle bits going in there, some synths. It was a lovely bit of ear candy, not overused, not overpowering, well placed in the track. And I thought even the vocals sat out in the mix like they should do. I think one of the problems we have on MSI all the time is vocals sitting down in the mix. These sat very nicely. I didn't like the way the backing vocals were mixed. They were sort of there sometimes and not in other places, and they were inconsistent, and I would like to hear more of them. But, I mean, minor criticisms. A great track, great performances, good mix, and my style of music.
All right, I appreciate it, Ian. Tom Chianti. Tom, your thoughts? Song number one.
Well, I can agree with Ian on some things, but of course, never everything. And
So I come here every week.
I know, and it's a shame every week you say the same things, and it's just you know, I'm teasing you, Ian. You do listen to different songs. It's not that you listen to the same song every week. This is a powerful track. I love the guitars. I would have liked the kick to be a little deeper. Definitely, there was room for size in the mix. It was separated very, very nicely. I agree with Ian with the background vocals. They were very inconsistent. I think they tried to have them sing part of the lead in the choruses and drop out, but they picked the wrong spot to drop out. At the end, the change up at the end is where they lost me. That just totally brought me, the horse would not jump that fence, and I hurt myself. I liked the idea that they were trying to do. His vocal cracked at the end. That's a producer's call where you can say it's either emotion or take another take. I would always have taken another take just for safety, and probably would have gone with the second take rather than have people even think that the man choked on his own words. And that's what it sounded like to me.
It's angst, Tom. Choking on your own words is angst.
Angst. Angst? You want angst? Try living in my body.
No thanks.
Yeah, I know. But the ear candy that Ian referred to, I agreed with and everything. But like I said, everything was going along finely, and then the tail piece, the change up there, could have done without that. Could have gone out with the chorus, with the backgrounds in. The vocals were very powerful and sat very smoothly, but at the end, they dropped the double, and it sounded weaker. It made it sound like what happened to the guy's power. It was lacking, and like I said, he had too much angst, some being shoved down his throat or something. But overall, I mean, it's one of the better mixes. I'd put it in the top 5, top 3 mixes that we've had on the show.
Yeah.
And it is a good song. So on those two minor points, I agree with Ian. The rest, we'll have to arm wrestle at a pub later.
All right, Tom, I
Later.
appreciate it. Some of the guys, they just fight all the time here. Lee, what did you think of what did you
I didn't
think?
realize arm wrestling was going to be involved. Actually, it was that kind of show.
It's a new
Wait until we
technology.
get to the mud wrestling.
I was just thinking, by the time we get to the third song, it's going to be mayhem, isn't it? Yes, yes, the song. I enjoyed it, and I probably sound as though I didn't when I just said that. It's not a style of music I'm as familiar as Ian is with. That's not a very good sentence. I'm not as familiar with that style of music as Ian is. There we are. And I know he's a bit of a fan of that type of thing. So at the risk of sitting on the fence in the middle of the road, I'll talk a bit about the guitars. I like that kind of detuned riff that came in at the start. I like that feel of it. And the first thing that struck me was it wasn't as heavy sounding as a lot of the tracks that use that style of guitar normally are. And by the chorus, when it went into that kind of double vocal and the harmonies on the chorus, it was actually quite sort of pop sounding more than rock for me. And
I absolutely agree.
With it, which I really liked. Actually, I thought when it went into that "Thank You Father" section, that was it was great the way it kind of went up and that. But I definitely agree with the thing about the backing vocals, because they came in and it was a great moment. It kind of changed the mood of the track, and then it was like, well, they've gone now. Oh, they're back again, and there you go. So that was a kind of weird feel for me. So that was that's the first thing I was kind of. But by the time we got to the second verse, I was not exactly confused, but I was kind of thinking, okay, so now what's going to happen? And then it kind of all happened again. The second verse was kind of the same for me, and that's okay because they were setting up the sound of the track. Talking of the sounds, some of the actual sounds of the instruments could have been a bit bigger for me in places. But that's personal taste, and that's another thing entirely, I suppose. I mean, as I say, it's as a song, I can still remember the chorus. It's still kind of stuck in my mind, so that's a good sign. That's the thing of remembering it after you've heard it once is a good moment, I think. Yes, the ending. I wasn't quite sure what happened there. I guess it was to make it sound a bit more introspective and to kind of pull it down from the bigger sound or the heavier sound of the rest of the track. The cracking vocal, I can see both points of view on that. I liked the fact that it sounded like he was into it and giving it plenty, but maybe another take. I'm not sure. But, very interesting track. Very interesting track.
All right. Appreciate it, Lee. Thank you very much. Let me take and introduce that song to everybody. The name of that track number 1, is called Wishing I. Wishing I by Slam Rocks. Slam Rocks is the name of the group. I'm sure that's not an individual's name. Wishing I is the name of the song. We appreciate the fact that they shared it with us on MSI. Now, before we get to song number 2, I want to give a shout out to those kids over at Butterflies Radio. Butterfliesradio.com. They play indie music 24/7. All the time, all indie. Great stuff on Tuesdays. They have Twitter Tuesdays Live, which is a live show where they introduce and interview new music, interviewing independent artists and featuring their tracks during a 2-hour live show where they interact with everybody out on Twitter, and invite you to go check them out at butterfliesradio.com. Gentlemen, now comes the very important part of this broadcast where you select a song of the week. Talk about it amongst yourselves, decide, and let me know what you think.
Well, I'm going to go straight in here. I think there's no question for me. It's got to be number 1. I think it's the best written track, it's the best mixed track, it's the best produced track, and it's the one I'm certainly going to remember from the show.
All right, Lee and Tommy, your thoughts?
Just done mine. Say again.
Who were you speaking to? All of us, or?
I was actually made a mistake, and Ian's already gone. So Tommy and Lee, it's up to you. What do you decide for yourselves there?
Lee, I'm very, very interested in hearing what you think. I think I think you might be torn across the board here.
You're absolutely right. I'm looking at the bit of paper here, and everything that Ian's just said, I absolutely agree with about the first song. I really wish I liked the second one more because I love that kind of harmony thing, and I'm trying to. And the third one has really got me thinking. It really has got me thinking. I should say the first song, but I'm gonna say just because of the way they did it and the fact that they did something that completely threw me. I'm going for the third song, Philadelphia Experiment.
All right, Tommy.
Yeah, I'm surprised as well.
I am surprised.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
I'm not. I can understand. I'm drawn to that because I love synth pop, synth
Yeah.
sound. I've created many synth sounds for artists I've worked with, and that had a lot of very nicely thought out sounds. And just by voting for it, I could undermine Ian in his evil empire.
Here it's, now I'm starting to see how this show works.
There you go.
It's not about the music, it's about getting at me. That's the whole show.
Yeah,
No.
there has to be a victim here. That's kind of how things work.
Always the victim.
No, actually, not this time. Despite my utter dislike for the way song number 1 ended, it had a more solid mix than any of the other two. It was. Oh, wait a second.
Number 3.
No, I'm just playing with Ian. Number 1.
Excellent.
And the audience agree as well. So.
Absolutely, the audience does agree. Unlike last week, where the audience decided the song of the week through their selection, they agree with our panelists. And great time was had by all. We appreciate the fact that you joined us, Leigh. We hope that you will join us again.
It would be an absolute pleasure. I've had a really good time. Thank you.
We really enjoyed
Thank
it,
you all.
and know you're a busy man, so we appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to hang out with us today.
Well, I'm not that busy, obviously, so I'd have a gig, but there you go.
No, it
A
was
quick shout out to
fantastic.
the lads at Balcony Shirts where Lee's.
Oh, we can't get there.
as well.
Yeah, but
Absolutely. And remember, if you want to find out more about Leigh and some of the things he enjoys, head on over to his blog, leiheggarty.blogspot.com. It's a good time over there. I've read some of it. I haven't read all of it, but I'll get there.
oh well.
So-
it's quite a lot.
There is quite a lot there. So we appreciate the fact that you took time out of your schedule to join us as well. Everybody out in the chat room, everybody watching the recording, if you weren't here live. If you want to join us live every Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 GMT, you can join us right here at msi.icweekly.net. We may be playing your song next. You never know.